Uncle Adams.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Uncle Adams and I'm back with another reaction video. Today I am going to be reacting to my 2016 song called The Crown and the Scepter, which some people have heard of, others are like, what are you talking about? Well, a fan brought this up during one of my recent live streams and they're like, Unc, when are you going to be reacting to that song? So I took that advice and here I am. This song is from my 2016 album Planting Seeds, and it's an interesting song. So this is going to be fun to listen to this again all these years later, all right? So let's go.
Your Majesty, the common folk are gathering around the castle. It would appear that they are attempting to overthrow the kingdom. Let them come.
Okay, so we have a bit of voice acting, intro work, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the picture I'm painting there is there's a king and one of his assistants or whatever, I don't know what the king's people are called, assistants, whatever. A lot of people report to the king. One of these assistants comes to the king and is like, hey, the common people are like gathering around the castle. It looks like they're going to attack us or something. And the king is like, let them come, bring it on. So it's the idea of the people having enough of this king and they're coming for him, all right?
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Yeah. I'm coming for the crown and the scepter, the robe and the throne, the castle, the kingdom, and everything you own. I've been waiting for this moment. Out with the old and in with the new. Going up the people. I'm coming for the crown.
All right. So it's basically what I just said in the intro. However, now it's rhyming and in a chorus, but it's basically the same message. I'm coming for the crown and the scepter, the robe, the throne, everything you own. You've been reigning for too long. It's time for me to take over kind of thing. So this is a metaphor for me in the rap game. Me sitting on the sidelines, sick of all these people who are like running the rap game for so long and they've been collecting all this money and all these fans and everything, and I'm like a starving rapper on the side, and it's like, I'm coming now. I'm coming for some of this action. You're going to hear my voice. I'm going to get some fans. I'm going to spread around on the internet, okay? So that's sort of the metaphor. It's like old school kings and peasants in a way, but that metaphor is really me talking about trying to break into the rap game, okay?
Down in the scepter, the robe and the throne.
The hook goes again and then we'll get into the first verse.
I've been waiting for this moment. Out with the old and in with the new. Go and let the people know. Stop it, I'm coming for you. Running up the drawbridge, right around your scepter. That is where my palm fits. We're about to find out who will reign the longest. Regardless, this is gonna end up in a conquest.
The king must be shook, man, because this is a trip listening to this. Because it's like, I know I wrote it from my perspective, but the metaphor, the analogy is so entangled in it all that it sounds like I'm the leader of this group of people that's coming to overthrow the king. And it's not only rap. It is rap, but that's like, it's only like half of it, because the picture that I'm painting is like, this is like a real event or something, you know what I mean, in medieval times. I don't know, it's a trip out, man. It's trippy listening back to my old music. So I'm talking about how my palm will fit right around that scepter, meaning like, I'm coming for it, it's gonna be mine.
Been raining too long, time for you to move on. Here is the solution, you and all your crew gone. It's a revolution, overthrow the kingdom.
Whew, lots of nice little rhyme pattern there.
When let it sink in, meet the newest kingpin. Me and all my peeps been waiting for this moment. I'm about to hold this crown, which is golden. Every single hand, unanimous in this notion. I mix things up like elixirs. I'm coming for the crown and the scepter.
This is so trippy, because I almost can't tell the difference between the two sections of the metaphor. It's a trip, because like I told you, I wrote it from one state of mind, but I tangled it so far into this metaphor that And I'm talking about elixirs and potions and stuff, like things of that time, things that kings and common people used to believe in and stuff back then, you know. There's totally two messages, two meanings in here. So then we get into the hook again, and I'll play a little bit of the second hook, and we're into this, then we'll go into the second verse.
You won't, I've been waiting for this moment. Out with the old and in with the new. Go and let the people know I'm a king, not a jester. Bring me my scepter. I speak with a tongue that can tingle receptors and brain.
Whew. I think I've said scepter now like about 7 to 10 times. And I'm saying, like, you might not label me as a king. Like, to you, maybe I'm a jester. Maybe you think I'm a clown or something, but that doesn't matter. Because to me, I'm a king. I'm a king. I feel like I'm a king. I have self-confidence, and you're going to see, you know, I'm coming. I'm going to show you. And then I go on to say, I speak with a tongue that can tingle receptors.
I never came for rings.
I'll go back a little bit because there's more to it.
Receptors and brain.
So listen to this.
My scepter, I speak with a tongue that can tingle receptors and brains. I never came for rings or a necklace.
Okay, I speak with a tongue that can tingle receptors in brains. In other words, what I'm saying will stimulate thought. And then I'm like, I never came for rings and a necklace. Because you can picture the king sitting there with all this jewelry and abundant wealth, more than he needs, and he probably got it from being cruel. Back in the day, kings were known for being cruel and stuff. See, there I go down that channel rather than the other side of it. But there are two sides to this. I'm telling you guys the picture that's being painted in my mind as I listen back to this.
Came to stack fans up higher than Tetris. You guessed it, my team doesn't care about the guest list. Exit, we're coming quick enough to make your head spin.
So in other words, we're coming. If we're not on the guest list, too bad. We're still coming. Deal with it.
Boring me historically, I want my name etched in every single timeline. That is what my quest is. Destined for the throne since I was a freshman. Success is all my thirst can be quenched.
See, that alone is a trip out right there, right? Because I'm blending two worlds. I'm saying, one more time, something about I'm coming for the throne. That's what my quest is. And that's been my goal, like, since I've been a freshman. So there, I'm almost talking about two different worlds, right? But the throne is a metaphor for a higher position in the rap game.
With restless, hungry, and borderline desperate, invested with every blood vessel uncontested. The crown and the scepter, the rope.
I like that. Invested with every blood vessel uncontested. Probably not the best line there because I have been contested. I've been tested a lot of times. I never cower though. I never cower. I get tested a lot. I get challenged a lot. I get a lot of that. But it's like in my mind, I'm undefeatable. You feel me? Okay, so third verse.
The castle, the kingdom, and everything you own. I've been waiting for this moment. Out with the old and in with the new. Go and let the people know I'm capping your salary. Yes, me and my cavalry are bad for your allergies. Now check my.
Me and my cavalry are bad for your allergies. Ooh, you're gonna sense us coming up. You're gonna sneeze, cough, trip out, turn red. I like that line.
Analogy, pal. I'm taking the crown and.
All right, so there I talk about the analogy again. So, see, I am on the right track with the way I'm breaking this down. It's a trip, though, because this is 5 years later, right? Or even more? Almost 6 years? Okay, we're going to play that back again, just to digest it a little more.
Then in with the new, go and let the people know I'm capping your salary. Yes, me and my cavalry are bad for your allergies. Now, check my analogy, pal. I'm taking the crown and all the jewels in it to melt it down and pass it round like you fools didn't. Look, this isn't a fib, this is truth be told.
So, I'm taking your crown and all the jewels in it to melt it down and share it around like you fools didn't. In other words, a small percentage of musicians account for I think it's 90% of the revenue in the music industry. So it's like, no, we're coming now. Me, drummers, singers, bands, we're coming to get a piece of that, you know? No longer do we want to be just the peasants on the bottom. We want to come and get a piece of this market, of this industry.
Want my records to get pressed and dipped in gold. Shine 'em up, put 'em all on the wall display. Those who know me know I'm going all the way. So
all right, so shine them up, put them on the wall display. I'm talking about a gold record, which I have not achieved yet, but it is a goal of mine, you guys. Those who know me know this is how I do. You might just know me as a dude on the internet. You don't know me. You don't really know Curtis Adams. You know, I've always been the most insanely persistent person that I really know of. And I don't mean to brag or whatever, but I don't know anyone that's persistent as I am. In the world, there are people like me, and I'm like fascinated by explorers, people who did extraordinary things in history, people who persevered beyond the normal limits, people like Robert Falcon Scott, who got to the South Pole, but he died. He died on his way back. And you could argue that his persistence killed him. His refusal to give up, his refusal to turn back, ultimately probably did kill him. But people like that are legends, you know what I mean? So I'm interested in that. I'm always watching shows on people like that. There's something in my spirit that is so attracted to that and just enjoys overcoming things and stories of that, stories of perseverance and survival and so on. So let's play it a little more.
come with me, I'm headed to victory. There is no surrender, there is no retreat. This mission will be embedded in history.
This mission will be embedded in history.
And anybody who doubts can come and kiss my feet.
And anybody who doubts can come and kiss my feet. That's a bit of a salty line. It's a bit of a, not salty, but it's like it's a bit cocky. I think I was using the metaphor of like back in the day, didn't people kiss people's feet and stuff like that? Wasn't that a thing? Like, oh, emperor, oh, king, and they would bow down and kiss their feet. I think that's where I was going with that, like a sign of respect back in the day. I don't know, I could be wrong about that. Maybe that's just from a movie or something, but let's hear the outro here.
I like it here.
I like it here.
I think I'm gonna stay a while.
I'm gonna stay a while.
Do some renovations. Some upgrades. Yeah, that sounds nice.
I'm gonna stay a while. I'm gonna do some renovations and some upgrades. So you can once again picture it in two different ways. You can picture it now that the peasants have overthrown the king. They came into the castle. The king is no more, and they're running it how they want to run it. They're going to renovate the castle and change things around their community. And then on the other side of that, you can picture it as I'm in the rap game and I'm doing some renovations that I think need to be done. I'm going to rap how I want to rap. I'm going to do songs like this. I'm going to be totally transparent with my audience like other people aren't, you know. That's why a lot of people follow me. So again, the two meanings, and picture whichever one you want. I know most people probably don't picture my meaning of coming in the rap game. They probably just picture that sort of old scenario of the peasants overthrowing the king, and that's fine. You can do it that way too. But I'm just telling you that there definitely was a dual meaning when I wrote this. I tied it all together in one incredibly complex analogy that kind of trips me out. Even when I listen back, it's like, well, where does this one start? And that one jumps in, and they're kind of both there almost throughout the entire thing. So it's a trip. I had fun listening to this. If you want to listen to it and just jam out, it is called The Crown and the Scepter. It's on all of my, streaming accounts, Spotify. Just look for Uncle Adam's Planting Seeds, the picture here on the screen, and it's on this album, okay? And you might even enjoy some other tracks on that album. So thanks so much to the fan that suggested this. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Uncle Adams.